Good afternoon, everyone. Well, at least we've had some nice days here. Work if I hold this right. And I've not been overly busy. A couple of grass cutting jobs. Lost one. I just couldn't do it that cheap. But I understand everybody has their price, you know. But I was working on the 75, and maybe somebody can chime in that have done this. You know, on the Shovelhead years, you had it snap, snap, clip, clip. Matter of fact, just oil the chain, and it goes through here, and this cantilevers down into the notch. I've had this vibrate loose. I've tried to kind of snug this up a little bit, but then it's almost impossible to push down on there. I asked on a couple of places on like Shovelhead for Dummies and things. Some people said drill through here. To me, this is pretty hardened. Drill through and put a cotter pin. Well, there's not much of a space. You're going to be putting a cotter pin through here because it sits here, clips down in the groove, cotter pin. Other people said they, I don't know, weren't quite descript. Did they, I can't, cut it right off at the groove, then go ahead and drill this and thread it. So you gotta, and you can, you know, use the, like the plastic kind of clips they had in later years, or screws like that for here. I want to retain as much as, you know, possible, because sometimes I like to take these bars off. Just looks sportier, and I'm always changing something. Matter of fact, I got single exhaust on it now. I got several different kinds of mufflers. That's the longer cigar. And I got the short one. This is the, which is made, I think, Prism Supply or one of those where you can have the kick on there. The two-piece works great, but nobody makes it where the pipe goes that way. So I, you know, you've seen my true dual where I lopped it off, turned it, and you have true duals. But I was just listening to the different sounds of exhaust. I find interesting. But I was thinking maybe right in the center here, between there, which would be, not in the rivet, but say about here, I'd kind of measure, kind of right here, make the hole in the bag, and then weld a nut on here, drill a hole, a little bit bigger than the bolt's going to go into the hole, or the bolt's going to go into the nut. That's better. Drill and weld the nut on here. So the bolt would go through the bag, go through here. There is probably, you got about that much space, 1/4 inch, before it would hit the arm. So it could go through. I mean, I wouldn't want to, I was thinking nylon nut, but you weld a nylon nut and then the nylon goes, melts away, you know, the nylon. So I like nylon nuts. I've used them a lot of places, you know, like down here, you know, to hold those on. Stuff like that. They work well, but in a hot thing, you know, they're just going to become a nut that's only got half the amount of threads on it. So I was welding a nut onto here, putting the bolt through it, and of course using a regular headed bolt, or I've got some ones that have a larger head on it so that you could do it by hand. And of course use blue Loctite. So it's clip, clip, snaps at the bottom, and then the bolt in the center. I don't know if any of the guys have shovels that have done this that would look at this and see. Let me know what you've done. I've had some people said they've never had a problem of it coming off. They've never had these guards on. I've just had them loose. Matter of fact, when I bought the 1980, when I was bringing it home, one of the bags, one of the guys behind me the bag was out here waving like this. Mag's like screaming, "Hey, the bag's falling off," and the clip came loose. Now, it had been in storage a long time, about as long as this one, but the bag was out there waving in the wind. And there's only 2 clips, so when you're going with one, what I like about this, what I was doing thought here, you know how they put the arm through there, through the hole. Then I put a big washer and a cotterish type pin. I'm sure there's a special name for that. I was thinking that, but I seen the later models actually had something that was like sticking out because I had some. I think I don't have them anymore. I probably sold them. But the thing came out, and you obviously would have put a pin through it. But I think that was maybe for the leather bags, because this part came this way in the back like that. Later on in the early 80s, I think they changed this, and this part went more like this. Back was kind of the same, but the front really jutted out. Something so I could put that, but I'd have to put a slot in there. I'd rather not put a slot in, only because there's only so much metal here, you know. So, whatever your thoughts, if you got thoughts, I always need help. I just, I just tinker around. So, well, like I say, we have some great weather, and it looks like the birds are out of birdseed again. They don't sell the big bag of popcorn at Rural King anymore. And so I just pop it at home now. But, well, that's about it. Hope everybody's doing well. Been watching all the channels. Interesting stuff. I also look up, and there's not a lot, you know, Barn Find Shovelhead and First Start. I like First Starts, even if it's old trucks, you know. And then go from there. Just get it running. I've seen some I've watched several times. It's just fun. Well, hope all the moms out there have a wonderful Mother's Day. And my son's back home from Peru, South America. He's hoping to get a job somewhere in Spokane, Washington, I believe. Or Oregon. Maybe it's Oregon. But he's really good, maintenance-wise. So hopefully he'll find something, but he'll be here for a while. He's kind of the adventurous one between my wife and I. Well, catch you guys later. And enjoy the summer. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.